Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to manage your sales order entry using Microsoft Excel. Without wasting much of your time, let's just dive in. Here I have my price list, and assuming that you have categories of customers who have a different price list, like distributor, wholesaler, retailer, as the case may be. Now we want a situation whereby we can book sale and the rate will automatically come up when you select a customer. Here we have our customers, and these customers are tagged to a category. Here we have the distributor, we have retailer, we have distributor again for this Ramahi, and as the case may be. Here I have my sales reps, I have the region of the sales rep. Now the category, this will enable us to validate, as you will see when we come to sales order. Okay, so now for instance, when you have, okay, let me show you how to create a table just in case. Okay, so let's say we have customer, let's say customer name, we have sales rep, and we'll have region. Okay, so this customer, let's say Sandy, and the rep handling Sandy is Chen, and the region is China. Okay, so to create a table, we go to insert table. Okay, now you have created a table. Now when you enter the next customer, best link, it will automatically include the new customer to your table. So that's the way to create a table. So once you have done that, and that table you created is this, okay, this is the table. So now assuming you want to register a new customer from the table which I've shown you how to create, okay, so you simply come here, you enter a new customer, Fairline Limited. Now due to we have already validated, I will show you how to validate when we go to sales order, so don't bother about the validation, which I have already done. I'm trying to manage time, so I will show you how to validate when we go to sales order. So we have already validated. So let's say that the rep is Ali, and the region is Nigeria, and the category of this customer is retailer. So the address we are not going to make use of this address in this tutorial, but in my subsequent tutorial I will still use the same data here to show you when we are going to print invoice, when we are going to, design an invoice such that we will enter another number, just the sales order number, the product the customer purchased or the product we have booked will automatically come up with the customer's name, customer's address, and customer's phone number. We are going to do that in my next video. So for the course of this video, the address, let's say Source Street, then you enter your phone number, okay, now that is it. So Anytime you get a new customer, first thing you do is to register the customer in your settings or your settings file. You can name it wherever you like. So now let's book a sale, or let's book a sales order. Now let's go to sales order file. I have already set a format, okay, just to manage time. Here we have the date, we have the order number, we have the customer name, we have the sales rep, we have the region, we have the category, we have the product, the rate, the quantity, and the amount. So first, we start by validating. Now, let me show you how to validate. You validate your product. Let's take it to 20 is okay, good. So to validate, you go to data, select list, okay. Now you go to your settings. Now we are validating products. Now you go to your products. These are your products. Good. Now we are validated. So when you open the drop down, you see the products are there. Good. Next, we validate the customer. We take it down to 20. We're on data already. So we go to validate, data validation, we select list. Then we go to settings. This is for customer. Now we validate. Hit OK. Now it's validated. When you click drop down, you see all the customers are there. Okay, good. Now we are trying to book a sale. So let's say we're trying to book a sales order. So let's say the date is 22nd of January 2025. Now it is important that you maintain a sales order number due to when we come to invoice, you will see the need for this sales order. So let's say 1001. Now the customer, let's select this customer, PGD and A. Now the sales rep. Now to pick the sales rep, we have to do it automatically such that once we enter a customer name, the rep will automatically come up. And how do we do that? We say VLOOKUP, lookup value, comma, then the table array. This is the table array we are going to make use of. 15, comma. Now the column index is 1, 2. So the sales rep is on the second column. Exact. And we hit, you see, so it comes up automatically. Now we need to freeze or to lock the cell reference, or make it an absolute cell reference. So we can do that by adding $sign on the first letters there. You can also do that using F4. Okay, you can also do that using F4. We hit enter. Good. Now I want a situation whereby once I enter a customer, the rep name comes up, then the region comes up, the category comes up. So now let's do same for region. You say equal to VLOOKUP, lookup value, table array, select your table 15. Now the column index number is 1, 2, 3. See? 3. Now exact. Hit enter. Now make it absolute cell reference by freezing it or locking the cell, which is by adding $sign, which I said you can use F4. Same thing we do here. Table array, select the whole table. Select the whole table. The column index number is what? 4. Exact. Hit enter. Good. Then you freeze as usual so that when you drag it down to apply to other columns, it will not have an increasing empty column. You add your $sign. Good. So now we select or we enter the product this customer is buying that we are going to book now. So let's book sale for this customer. Let's say that the customer wants to purchase sugar, and sugar has come up, and the customer is a distributor. So we want the rate to automatically come up. Once we select the customer, it will mean that once we select the customer, the sales rate comes up, the region comes up, category comes up. Now, when you select the product, now the rate for the category will come up. So how do we do that? We use sum ifs. Sum ifs. Now the range, the sum range. This is our sum range. Now criterion 1. Criteria 1. So criteria 1 is this. And the criteria 1. That's criteria 1 range. That's the products. Okay. Now the criteria 1. Criteria 1, which is the product here. Criteria 2. Now our criteria 2. Our criteria 2 range. Now our criteria 2 is this. Good. Now we freeze. Remember I told you you can use your F4 to freeze. F4. But I'm doing it manually. Okay. You freeze it by adding $sign to the range. And now I'm doing it to all the ranges here. Adding $signs. Adding $signs. Good. Now, let me show you. if we change the category of this customer, the rate will change. Okay, so now the quantity, let's say the customer is buying 50. Now how do we get the amount? We just write a simple formula times this. Now this is the rate. Now let's say this customer on this day is not buying only one item. So that means we are going to use the same order number. Since all these products are in one order, so the same customer. Okay, now when you drag down, you see it comes up. When you drag it down, the formula applies. Now let's drag down to, let me drag it down, drag it down. Now to remove this not any, we write another formula. Let's write it from here by adding if error. If error, if there's any error, leave it empty. Now we drag it down again. See, it disappears. We do same here. Copy the formula. Now put if error function. Put your formula back. If the formula, if there's empty space, it will be empty. Good. We do same here. If error, leave empty. Once it encounters space due to addition of formula, it keeps it empty. Good. Now let's drag this so that you understand. But if you add if error here, it will not make any difference. So let me still show you. It will not, if error will not remove on. Leave empty. Yes, so I know it will not leave it. It will not leave it empty. So now let's book milk. You see, the price automatically comes up, and this customer is buying 20 of milk. You drag down. Let's just drag it down. Okay. Now, on this same date, this customer is still buying other products. You see? So once you enter the customer, the name comes up. Now you select the products the customer is buying. Let's say shoe. Now the shoe comes up. Now you select the quantity. You enter the quantity you want. Let's say 4. Okay. Now let's book for another day. Let's say on this day, 2025, another customer is, we want to book itself another customer on this date. So we select this customer. You see, now this is a retail customer. The ref's name, the region, and the category of the customer comes up. Now when we select the product, the category rate for that product will come up. Okay, let's select milk. You see, here milk is 200,000 and here milk is 195,000. So let's say the customer is buying 5, the amount. Let's, on this same day, this customer is also buying other products. Let's say this customer is buying chocolate. This is the quantity. I'm doing this so that we can get enough data to analyze it on pivot. So let's say on another date, March 2025, Another customer is buying. Let's book the customer. Let's say let's select this is a retail customer and the rep is Ali. So let's select the product. Let's just say brush and 10. Okay. Let's say the same date, the same customer. When it's the same customer and the same date, the other number has to be the same. Back, let's say 25. Now let's say on another date, 14th of April. Now this customer is a distributor. Let's select trouser 50. Let's say the same date, the same customer. Okay, that means the formula has ended here. We need to drag down. Okay, good. Now we need to drag down again. Now we are booking cornflakes and it's fine. We are booking another customer on a different date. I want to get it to June so that when we create a pivot table, we can have enough data to analyze. All right. So on 15th of May, this is a new customer. See, now we select a product, let's say sugar 12. Now let's say 16th of June. This is a new customer. Now let's select which customer. Back. Let's say the same customer is coming. Now let's select same customer. Good. And they are buying another item and we want to book brush. Good. I think we have enough data now. So now let's create a dashboard for this so that we can easily see the sales and what each region and what the reps are doing. So let's say dashboard. Okay, for this order, then the dashboard. Let's move the dashboard here. Invoice, I will still show you something on the invoice later, but not really on this video, because I will make use of the data here when we come to invoice. So now let's create insert pivots. Enter. Good. Now, assuming we want to see regional sales, so we want to see sales by region. So we go to region, we select the region. Now we select the products. Use the products. Okay. Now we select the quantity. The quantity. quantity. Good. Now we want to create a chart that we are going to use for our good. Now let's select this and design it. Let's use this. Okay. All right. Now let's go over to our dashboard. Now let's name this the pivots. The pivots. Good. Now let's go to our dashboard and design our dashboard. Now let's call it let's increase it a little bit. Okay, let's bold it. Now let's change the background of this place, of this Excel. Let's change the background. How do we do that? Background. You can actually download. Yes, I work offline. You can download backgrounds online. Now let's use this. Good. Now I come back here and make it white. I remove grid. Good. Good. Now it's looking a little bit better. So now let's bring the pivot, copy it and place it here. Okay. Now we can see the regional cells. Now we can also compare maybe two regions. We can say let's select China and Egypt. Now we see that Egypt sold only sugar, while China sold trouser and cornflakes. Okay, so you can actually see through everything you have booked from your dashboard. So let's create more pivots so that now this you can delete, you don't need them again. Now let's create once you collapse this, your original chart will also change. So that's why we are creating new pivots, okay, to be able to manage what we see or what we want, so that we don't try to change them so they will be static. Good. Now here we want to see sales reps and the amounts they have sold, So here we select the sales rep, we select them against the amounts. Good. Now we want to create a chart for this. So we go to chart, insert. Good. Now we design it for consistency's sake. Consistency's sake, okay? Now we copy, come to our dashboard, we paste it. Make it to be uniform, okay? Good. So we come back to our can delete this, create another table. You create as much as what you want to see. Okay, insert, pivots, table range, select your, you go to your sales order and select all, select the whole table. Now here, what do we want to see? We want to see the monthly sales against products. We want to see the monthly sales or the sales against products. Now this is the products. Now we select the date. Now you remove the days, so we don't need them. We remove the date. Good. Now we take the quantity to these products, then the quantity. Good. Okay, let me remove this so that you see what we are doing. Now you go to insert. What do we use? Okay, let's use this. I think it's good. Good. So you can use this, make it consistent color. Then we copy it, come to our dashboard, and we paste it. Good. Now this, you can rename it. This is your title. Now this, your regional sales. By products. Now this is your sales rep, sales amount. Okay, let's make sales amount by reps. Okay, so this is your monthly sales. Should we give it a title? Okay, let's just keep it like this. Good. So now what else can we add? Okay, we can add, let's reduce this. Let's reduce so that we make it just a single page dashboard. Okay, now we can insert pivot here in your dashboard so that at least you can see your sales by category. Now let's select category. Let's select the date and keep the months and remove the day. You see, remove the date. Now you keep it by amount. Good. Now let's design this so that it will be visible. Okay. So let's see how this one goes. Let's adjust this a little bit so that it will match. There will be space to see through. Remove it. Good. So let's say let's design this to be much visible. Okay, we can, which color do we give it? Okay, let's give it this color, yellow. Let's make it yellow. And this, let's keep it, let's see, white. Good, I think it's visible now. So the dashboard is set. So now from the dashboard you can see through what order you have booked and how much each categories has made from this. You see your distributor so far has made 6 million or 6.1, your retailer 2.5, and 372 for wholesaler, as the case may be. So with this we have actually come to the end. But when you want to print an invoice, let me just show you, which I have already promised to show this. When you want to print an invoice from these sales order bookings, although it will be, I will explain that later. You see, so from here, when you enter this order number, when you enter the order number, let's say this 1001, when you enter another number here 1001, the customer names comes up, the address comes up, the phone number, the products, and the total comes up. Okay,